Hello, I'm Jason, and here to show you how simple it is to program the Lyric all-in-one control panel from scratch to sending signals. Before I do the installation though, I do want to show you just a handful of things. Kind of show you what we have here. So I've got a couple handy dandy tools that we may need right here. Most important, I have all my customer information right here. I have my work order. My work order gives me my name, address, information, gives me my zone information, gives me my total connect information. I've also went ahead and asked the consumer for their Wi-Fi username and password. For this purpose today, I'm going to scan and type in the username and password, but I'll also show you that the Lyric does support WPS. So if for some reason you're out doing the installation and the consumer's not home, you can go to their router. Most consumer routers made today support WPS. Click the WPS button, initiate a WPS session from the Lyric, and you can do your connection that way. All of our zone information that we're gonna need. I've got my iPhone in case I need it. I've got my iPad. Everything I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna do it on the computer for this particular video, but there's another great video out there completely setting up the Lyric from the iPad. We're going to install the Lyric all-in-one, the LCP 500L. 300L is the gateway. We're going to install a Lyric secondary keypad, a Lyric Siren, a 6 technology Lyric smoke detector with heat detector built in, the 6 motion detector. 6 motion detector is a great product in that it not only is a traditional motion, gives you full pet immunity, but it gives you selectable pet immunity and selectable sensitivity remotely from the cloud. We're not going to do a glass break today, but you can also do all that as well from the glass break. You got remote sensitivity adjustments, which are pretty nice. We're going to put in 2 6 contacts, the 6 CT. We are going to put in one of the new, very exciting 6 mini contacts. So I'm going to do a 5800 mini as well. First thing we want to do, log into Alarmnet 360. If you don't have access to Alarmnet 360 today, you want to be sure to log in, create a log on, work with your central station or your office to get the correct user levels to add accounts, delete accounts, program accounts. So we're logged in. What we want to do is we're going to program a new account. So we'll click on New Account. And that's right there on the home screen. Very quick, very easy. So we're going to program a Lyric controller. Now, it's going to give us a couple options when we log in. Is this a new customer or is this an existing customer? Is it residential or commercial? So it's a new customer. It's residential. Jason, last name Lutz. We're going to do the drop down here, my mobile phone. 615-545-2157. Our customer email, our customer location. So this is going to be the Lyric demo video. Address. It's our Lyric controller. It's a revision 1. What's our MAC ID? I went ahead and took that off of the box already, but it's on the outside of all the box. It's also on the inside of the Lyric itself. They always start with 00D02D. So all we really have to enter is the last 6 numbers. C9, 0D, 5D. In our CRC number, and then what's our alarm reporting number going to be? It's going to be 99-6C-6043. And then we're going to hit continue. When we hit continue, what it's doing is it's going out to the Alarmnet database and it's saying, hey, is this radio good? Can I use it or has it already been used for somebody else? So once we clicked on next, it goes out and it comes back and it verifies our communicator successfully. We know we have a good communicator. So now we go down, we've got our account information. One of the things that we can do are default templates. So today we just have the one template. Down here, what's our supervision gonna be? We'll go ahead and make it daily supervision. Now, one of the things that you notice here, it's already checked and you can't uncheck it, but we do now provide advanced protection logic. It's built into all of our systems, all of our Lyric systems, and it comes standard. But we could do two-way voice over both cellular and or Wi-Fi. We could do video alarm verification. We can do Lyric lock. So what is Lyric lock? Lyric lock is the ability to not only lock out the alarm control panel from being taken over by your competitors, but also lock down all of the RF6 devices where they become married to the control panel and have to be unlocked before they can be taken over or used somewhere else. So Total Connect is turned on by default. We should be selling Total Connect on every single job that we install. So we are going to give us our Total Connect account name, our username, auto-populated with our email address. Do we want to do user code management through Total Connect? Well, absolutely. So we'll put in a panel master code, 1, 2, 3, 4. What kind of Total Connect do we want? Basic, Plus, Premium? Let's do Plus. And then we've got some additional options. So our first option here is information services. We're going to give you 1 day free weather built into the Lyric. But maybe you want to offer 5-day free weather, 5-day weather. You can click on information services and offer 5-day weather. Automation services. Automation is critically important. It's a driving factor for our industry today, but it's also a driving factor for reducing attrition and getting customer engagement with the system. Advertising services. Advertising services is the ability to push messages down to the Lyric. Video doorbell. This is the new Skybell Trim HD. We can use this doorbell. One of the advantages with Total Connect is if we check this box here, is this a new Skybell account or an existing one? It's a new account. We can go through the entire setup process through Total Connect. We don't also have to have the Skybell app. Lyric does support different demographics. We'll leave us English today. Our time zones, our date format, our time format. One of the other things that we did is we want to make it easy to get customer engagement with the Total Connect notifications. Now, in my notes here on the work order from the salesperson, the customer would like text notifications on alarms and troubles. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go over here to sensor alarm. We'll do sensor alarm cleared, and we're going to do sensor trouble cleared. We're going to do all of our troubles, low batteries, and even sensor bypass. And then we hit finish. Now, as you can see from the home page, and I'll scroll down here, we have kind of a basic refresh of everything that we enter. There's our Total Connect information. Oh wait, that's wrong. No, it's right. But if it's wrong, we click on here, the edit, and we can edit it. If we decided we wanted to add a doorbell, we can edit it from there. It's a pre-configured Total Connect account. It includes APL, and we're good to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll back up here to the top, and we're going to confirm the account creation. Now at that point, we have created the account in Alarmnet 360. Our battery is already pre-plugged in. If you'll notice, the system's dead. System doesn't power up until you actually put electricity on it. So we've got our battery going in. All we're gonna do now is plug in our transformer. It'll take a few minutes to power up, go through its power up cycle, and then connect into the Alarmnet 360 portal. We have powered up. You'll notice we're getting a system standby. Now we could wait 2 minutes and go through the system standby, or we could just hit the home key and that bypasses it out. Now, if we're in the system standby phase and we hit the home key, the first thing we're gonna get is our Wi-Fi configuration. And let's go ahead and set it up to the customer's Wi-Fi. Now, so for today's purpose, we're gonna type in the Wi-Fi information. But like I said earlier, one of the things we can do is WPS, and that starts a WPS connection. And then we go hit the WPS in our router. Security, tools, our master code, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wi-Fi configuration, scan access points, Lutz home, edit, password. We'll type in my password. And join. We're going to make a connection now. Device successfully added. We'll go back to the home screen. And if we notice, we're now making a connection and we are started to sync our basic information. Our panel association has been completed. So because we've already created the account in Alarmnet 360, and because we already hit the register button on there, once the system powered up, you notice it didn't take very long, took about 2.5 to 3 minutes. We're getting a notification now on the home screen. We do have to accept the EULA agreement, so we're going to accept that. The Alarmnet 360 communicator is in registration process. This operation will take about 3 minutes, and then we'll get a normal okay. But we are associated and online, and really all we did was powered it up. We've already had the radio pre-installed in it. We did that earlier. So once we've gone into the account management at that point, now we'll see all of our customer information. So we're going to configure our panel. We've got sensors, key fobs, keypads, user codes, all of our information settings, reporting, panel diagnostics, our event log, and then activity that we've done with Alarmnet 360. First one, sensors. Now, we can do sensors a couple of different ways. What we want to do is add sensor. Now, when we get to the add sensor, it's going to give us a handful of different options. We can go up here and we could change whatever type of device it is, and we could manually type in the serial number or the MAC ID from any of our devices. We could enter all the pertinent information for each of our devices, or we can just do it the easy way. Learn. We click the Learn button. The first time we do this, it will take about 40 seconds. And please wait, and we'll be ready here in just a second. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start with our devices. We'll start with our door contacts. Our first one is our 5800 series contact. Now, one of the things we have to do with 5800 series is we have to trip it twice. Along the second trip, you'll notice that we now have learned in, it's got a green, our serial number, zone number 3, loop number 1, it's a door, it's an entry exit. The default from the template is front door, save and add another. Save successfully, okay. And now we're going to add our mini. We fault it. This is a 6 device, so we should just have to fault it once. It gives us a transmit, should be transmitting in. And we see up here we have a 6 mini contact. It's learned in. There's our MAC ID. Zone number 4, our software revision. It is a door. It's the back door. So let's change that to perimeter. Save and add another. Save successfully, okay. We're going to add another 6 contact. Again, we just pull the magnet apart, or if these were brand new in the box, we just pull the battery tab. You'll see here in a couple seconds it will pop up that it's been learned. It's been learned, 6 contact, there's our MAC IDs, there's our zone, there's our software revision. It's a reed switch, it's a door, it's an entry exit, and we're going to call this one garage. And the cool thing is we just start to type in and it auto-populates. Garage, door. Save and add another. Okay. Second one. Again, we just pull it apart. I don't know if you can see there, but we got a little flashing green under the plastic. That's telling us that it's transmitting. Learned in, 6 contact. All of our pertinent information. It's a door again. We're going to make this one a perimeter. And we're going to call this one the basement door. Basement. And it auto-populates with door. Save and add another. Next we're going to do is our motion detector. Our motion, pull the battery tab and learn. Again, we've already pulled the battery tab. So what we want to do is just hit the button there on top, pop it open for just a second. We get a green light that we're transmitting. Pop the cover back on. We're going to flip it upside down so we don't continue to trip it. We have motion detector, zone 7, interior follower, pet immunity. And we're going to put this in the hallway motion sensor. Save and add another. Again, smoke detector, pull the battery tab, or pop the cover off, pop the cover back on, and it will put us back into the learn mode. Learned in, 6 smoke, get a confirmation chirp. We have the option, do we want to make it a smoke or do we want to make it a heat? We're going to make it a smoke on this one. And we're going to call this the upstairs smoke detector. Save and add another. Okay. Now what we can do is pop it off the cover again. Put the cover back on again. And it'll transmit the serial number all over again. Now, very similar to 5800 series, you can't reuse the same thing over again. It's going to give us a conflict. But all we have to do is scroll down here and change this to heat. And now it's a separate loop number within the macro, within the MAC ID, and it's set up for heat detector. It's an upstairs heat detector. So now this can be two separate zones. Zone number 7 is the smoke, and zone number 8 is the heat detector. Save and add another. This is a cool device. This is one of the coolest things we've come out with. This is a full bi-directional wireless siren with Annunciator. Again, to learn it, we pull the battery tab, or in my case, pop it off, pop it back on. We get a confirmation that it's going in, and its wireless siren has learned in. We get a confirmation chirp, wireless siren, and we're going to call this one upstairs as well. That's it. We click save, and we have just added in all of our sensors into the Lyric system. The only other thing that we want to do is we do have this really awesome secondary keypad. So we're going to go here to keypads, add to keypad, scroll over here to learn. It is going back out. It's making that connection through Alarmnet 360 again into the panel through the learn mode. It's requested the session. Again, we're currently in red, but we'll give it here a couple seconds and we'll go to green. Panel is in the learn mode, and now we're ready to go. What we want to do now is just take it. It comes from the factory with the battery already plugged in. So all we have to do is plug it in. It will power up. Within a couple seconds, it will go into the learn mode, the pairing, what it's called the pairing mode, currently pairing with the system. We have a confirmation beeps. We have the lovely green check, 6 keypad. There's our MAC ID. There's our software version. And we go over here, we're going to call this the master bedroom keypad. And we're going to save. So we have completely programmed all of our devices into Alarmnet 360. The only thing left to do with this installation is to go down here to user codes. So the first thing we'll do in user codes is really where we would add users. So we scroll over to new user. The username, Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin's user code is going to be 9876, and we're going to save him. Save successfully. The next one we have is settings. Settings is where we're going to do all of our really critical information. Now, our reporting information is all auto-populated as part of the original programming. We are operating on cellular with Wi-Fi primary. There's all of our IP information, cellular rollover, all of our alarm reporting delays, our daylight savings time, our current times. Down under the area information, that's where we're going to find our entry-exit delays. It's where we're going to find our quick arm and quick exit and force bypass and different general functionality, alarm reporting, and all of our event log information. Reporting test is an interesting feature. Reporting test is really a spot where you, the dealer, can go in and test each individual device, check the integrity of that device, along with sending a signal to the central station. We'll go up here, new reporting test. Again, be sure to put the account on test with central station, start test. At that point, you would walk around and trip or fault each device, and it would send a signal to the central station. The only thing left to do with this installation is to do a sync. We want to do a sync. We're going to sync our changes. And what this is going to do is it's going to take all the stuff that we just did and it's going to push it out to the Lyric. It will tell us that this may take up to a few minutes to do. The sync data is successful. Everything that we have done is now in the system. If we go over here to security and we go to zones, we will see all of our zone information, our front door, back door, garage door, basement door, our motions, our sirens. One of the things that you would notice on the 6 devices, you see a battery indicator. That's telling us that we got good battery on all of these devices. Account overview kind of gives us a recap of everything that's there. One of the last things you want to do is you want to test the signal strength once you're all done. So we've hung all of our devices on all the doors and the windows, and our motion here and our smoke and our siren. And we want to do a go, no-go test. So that's done there at the keypad. And what that's going to do is it's going to check the signal strength of every device. It's going to check the bi-directional of each of some of these devices that are transmitting information. And it's going to allow us to go back in at 360 and look at our signal strength of each device. Now, I'll just warn you here just for a second. Once I initiate it, we're going to have all kinds of fun because this is going to go off and this is going to go off and this is going to go off because they're all siren type devices as well. What we're going to do, we'll go in Tools, 4112, Test, and we got a handful of things. We can do an RF sniffer, we can do a panel diagnostic, we can change or install a cell radio, we can get our basic cellular, our basic system information. But one of the things we can also do is a go, no-go test. Go, no-go test really test the integrity of the strength of all the devices to make sure when you leave you feel good that everything's going to work correctly. So here we go. So we've tested our keypad, we've tested our siren, we've tested our smoke heat, and now what we want to do is walk and manually test our doors. So we're going to go open our front door, open our other door, open our garage door, open our basement door, trip our motion detector, and then we hit the home key to cancel when we're all done. We've gone around, we've opened all of our devices, so we'll hit the home key, hit our code, 4112, and we're disarmed and we're ready to arm. Now if we go back here to Alarmnet 360, and we scroll down here to Diagnostics, it will pull up. And by default, we see communicator. We'll see all of our communicator information. It's really great that when you leave the home, you're now going to see over here that we've got great signal strength on our cell radio. All of our dB levels are absolutely within regulation. We've got a total walk test signals via the internet. Everything's good. If we click on panel, it's going to tell us that currently our system is in the disarm status. We have AC connection. We got great battery strength. There's our current firmware of the panel. And if we look down here, you'll notice our first door contact is a non-available because it's 5800 series. It doesn't give us all the great data that we get with our 6 devices. We can see here that we have great battery strength across all of them. And more importantly, our go, no-go test has told us that we have great wireless strength across all of them as well. So we are ready to go. The only thing really left to do from the installation side is going to be to arm the system in the away mode, let your time expire, be sure to call and notify the central station first, but then walk around and trip each device, make sure you send a signal on every device back to the central station, and then call back and verify all your signals, and you're ready to go at that point to demo the system to the homeowner. We have a really cool app called the My Home Controller. We'll click on My Home Controller. It's going to walk us through here. First we want to do is hit security. We've done that already. Then we want to hit tools. And then we want to hit our master code, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we want to hit the keypad button. And then there's our MAC ID pops up from my device, and we're live now. We can go home. That simple, that fast, we've now created a secondary controller for the Lyric. If we arm it, as fast as we arm, we get notification here, notification here, notification here, notification here. If we disarm, notification, notification, and notification. That quick, that efficient. The controller app works anywhere inside the home. If we're on the same local area network, we've got a really great secondary keypad. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Thank you very much and have a great day.